My name is Yetunde Adeyemo. I'm the founder and creative director of TOSS Africa. Quality is one thing that you don't just come across anywhere, and that's one of our selling points. Our quality, we pride ourselves in quality bags. When I say quality, mark on quality, because quality is not beans. So quality, we pride ourselves in making bags that stand the test of time, bags that you can pass down generations, because we use leather, pure leather. So, and then our designs are, timeless, they are elegant, they are simple, quite all right, but they have that edgy feel to it. So that's one of the things that TOSS Africa stands for. We stand for quality, we stand for elegance, we stand for, even though simplicity but edgy, we also stand for that. So I and my friend, one day, we found ourselves outside Nigeria, and so we hooked up somewhere in the mall. So we're just doing shopping. Well, we go window plus shopping for leisure. And so one thing jumped at me. We were entering shops from one to the other, and then, the store attendants, they pride themselves in telling us where they are from, made from. And they would say, this one is made from Europe, this one is made from Asia, this one is made from China. So they would tell us this is made from here. It's just so that they tell us where they are made from and to tell us the, what I would say, the quality, right? And I just said to my friend, wait a second, what is happening here? Isn't there anything made from Africa? At least they could see that we are, people of color. Can't we just say, I just said it, when you just say something out of the blue. And I said, I've always been drawn to bags and shoes. But then I was like, so where are these that are made from Africa? I said, no, sorry, madam, there's nothing made from Africa. I said, oh my goodness, what's happening here? Who is representing us in the international market? And then you are back home, you realize that people are actually buying things that are made from the same Europe. They are not selling our things outside. We are not selling them even locally. So I decided to change the narrative. I said, you know what? Let's represent ourselves. Let us put ourselves out there. We can do this. And when we have to start doing it. So that was how the journey started. I started by researching on what we have on the ground. What's our leather industry, what the capacity that we have, and what people are doing. Of course, there are people that started this bag thing before me, right? So I reached out to a couple of them. I asked them questions, what the industry is like, what are your challenges, how I can make impact, right? A difference in the industry, that it doesn't make sense if people are already there. What are the challenges? So I started by getting trained, right? I got trained in the leather handbags making, leather. I found someone that can train me. He's an elderly man. He's into this for like 20 years. So I got trained for like a year with him. So he was the one that taught me, pattern, how to leather bag constructions, identifying leathers, because identifying leather is something also, because a lot of people don't know the difference. They just know leather is leather and leather is not leather. So he taught me that, identifying leather, and also do a lot of self-study. Like every other entrepreneurs, you have to self-study. There is nothing like you have known it too much, or there is nothing like, I have enough experience. So I did a lot of self-study as well. I have to train myself, study, read up, look through every videos I can find on YouTube that said anything about leather and bag making. So that was how I started. So when I feel like, okay, I have enough information and experience to launch, so I launched TOSS. 2016 was the first bag I made. I made it myself. It was a purse. I made it myself. Don't ask me how that went. It was a very, simple purse, but I was proud of it, right? I was proud of the fact that, yes, it was something I've been thinking of, because that was 2012, was the first time I said we went to the store. And fast forward 2016, 4 years. So I was proud to say, okay, yes, I've gotten started. And I know that time that it can only get better from there. So leathers are in different categories, right? So we have leathers that are made from synthetic, and we also leather that are made from animal skin. So we use leather that are made from animal skin are considered premium, right? Because they are byproducts of the meat industry. So we made our bags from leather made from animal skin because they are byproduct of meat industry. So that's what we use to make our pomo, right? So some goes into pomo and also some goes into making leather because it's durable, and that's one very important, advantage of using animal skin. It's breathable, it's durable, and it's been existent for. Leather is one of the first things that was clothed. Human beings clothed themselves in, if I may say so. And so leather has been from the 16th, 15th century. So leather is what we use to make our bags and our accessories. After the first one, of course, I showed it to family and friends. Look what I made. What did you think? I got feedback, right? And then, so one thing to the other, so when I put the team together, I started from my house, actually, like a small space in my house, a team of myself and one other person. We worked on a few pieces, like 1, 2, 3 bags. Right? So I started by selling one. I remember the first person that bought one from me was a friend of mine. I actually bought it for his girlfriend, I remember that time. And I was super excited because that was the first sale. So that gave me courage. And then a friend of mine from university bought one from me. And then that was how it got started. And yeah, one bag in 1-2 months. And then we improved to 2, to 3, and then to 4. And then here we are today. The first challenge I faced actually was the skill set. So I started TOSS AFRIKA because I had like a goal in mind. My goal is to make bags that industry standard, not local standard, international standard. So when you have that kind of goal, it comes to big, huge responsibility and task. So the first challenge I had was people that would buy into that idea, right, with me and say, okay, you know what, yes, this is your idea, this is your dream, then we can do it. So when I started, I realized that, some people who have started, people that I met that are importing, they've already started, but how were they doing it? I couldn't figure it out on time. So one of the things, like I said, put a team together, okay. So when you get your staff, you have to sell the idea to them. There are so many people that are making bags, but they are selling to, you understand? But you have a target that you want to sell, you want a particular standard. So I have to keep bringing into their ears. This is not only for Nigeria. We are putting ourselves, we want Nigeria to be represented abroad. So the standard was pretty high. So that was one of the challenges. And the skill set for that kind of standard was something that was missing, right? Because they say, they can do it. That's what I realized. They can actually do it. But because the demand was not so much in that space, so a lot of them, they were fine at a particular level, but you have taken them back to, this is the standard. So it became a challenge because it takes more time to get something of good quality, actually. It takes time. And that time is a lot of things that people in that industry don't joke with because they want to do it, they want to get it done, and then move to the next one, which is not going to happen. It's what I had in mind. So skill set is one of the challenges, if I may answer the question. Skill set, artisans that would do the right thing, what you want, exactly how you wanted it, is one of the challenges that we have. Another challenge that we have in this industry is actually electricity is one of the challenges, power supply. You have power today, so it's one of the challenges that we have. Because production, if you keep stopping your production, when you have target, it's going to affect your business at the end of the day. That's one. And access to good quality leather. It's one of the challenges that we have. It's a challenge because you have to know what you want, because recognizing good quality leather is actually a skill. If you don't recognize good quality, then your end products, you've missed it, right? All leathers are not born equal, like I used to tell my friends, some of my customers. So you have to also know this quality of leather that can work for my kind of bag. So those 3 challenges, I think I'll raise them at the first 3. And of course, you have some other challenges like local acceptability in the local market. I realized that Nigerians, we are one, if not one of the most fashion sensitive, high fashion taste people. So when people see good quality product, they know it, right? They can say, oh, this is it. So when I start showing them the product, say, are you sure this is made in Nigeria? All they needed to hear is that, give them that quality assurance. I say, yes, we give you quality, this is assurance. Once you give them that assurance, and they can see it, they can see no thread hanging somewhere, no gum, they can feel it, they can touch it, they can feel it. So you're already like 60% there. And then the fact that it's made locally, we pride ourselves in making locally, and so they buy into that. It's quality, it's good product, you gave me assurance, and it's made locally. Of course, it's still a journey, right? I won't say, oh, we are there, we have all the markets, no. But what I've seen, people are warming up to it. I have some of my customers, right? They'll say, oh, TOSS, when I travel abroad, I don't bother to buy any bags abroad. That's out of my shopping list. I know I can get something here locally. So that gives us hope with our manufacturers here. It gives us hope that people are, those are the customers that goes abroad during their summertime and shops abroad. They don't do it anymore because we gave them that assurance. And year after year, they realize that, oh, quality is there. I have had some of my customers that bought our first set of bags 2006, 2017, and they are still using it now. And another thing that I think that I had to mention is after-sales service. You don't get that mostly with international brand. After-sales service is something that is missing. So anything can happen. They come back to us. They say, oh, something I just like. So that accessibility is there. That is a local brand. And you can get after-sales service. It's something, it's the USP that a lot of local brands, they are enjoying with us. Because before you ship your bag, if you get it abroad, they even listen to you by the time you brought it here. Before you ship it abroad and get whatever it is that you think is wrong with it fixed, before they ship it back to you, you probably will even pay for shipping, right? Which might even be like the cost of the bag itself. So buying local is something that I think a lot of Nigerians are warming up to. They like it. Of course, we are still there. We are still putting the word out there. We are still telling them, people that are not on board yet, we are still, getting them to buy into it, but people are really warming up to it, and I'm proud to say that. So social media has been of help, and I also say there is a Lagos Leather Fair that I'm proud to be part of the exhibitors. So people come from everywhere. We attend exhibitions as well, been to 1 or 2 exhibitions, social media, words of mouth, and we are here in one of the biggest stall in Lagos. So I feel like we've done a little bit of job to get the word out there. It's still a work, it doesn't stop. We keep pushing, but we are not where we were 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? So it's a work in progress. We keep pushing. We keep getting the word out. But social media has been a web. Instagram, Facebook, our own website, Leather Fair, being in a good location also. From online, we're online, basically online, and then the store came in, right? It was a growth that took us this 2017, 18, right? Precisely, we came to the mall, 2018. So it wasn't a day like we started from the mall. No, I started from my house, like I said, and then team, and then we're online, selling through Instagram, selling through all our social media channels and referrals. And then when the time was, customers will ask you, we want a place that we can come to, right? I want to bring my friend to see your bags. I want a place that I can come in and pick some of the things. So we partner with this Bikabani, and we are here. So it's one of the growth I think we've enjoyed. Leather Fair is one of the growth, a very significant growth for us as well. Because when people come to Leather Fair, it gives us that credibility that, okay, they are part of, like a body, Lagos Leather Fair. We've been there for like 3 years in a row now. So those are and we've done exhibition, like I said, we've done exhibitions. Of course, we are looking forward to international exhibitions. We will have been, no thanks to COVID, we'll have attended some during that 2020, but we put that on hold. And then this year, we're going to restart that. Quality is really, really, really a challenge in this industry. And you know that when you're making a leather, products. Once you stitch, that's it. Once you have a hole, it's not like clothes that you can say, oh, I made a mistake. Let me let me open up, and then once you put your needle on a leather and there's a hole, that's it. That leather is gone. Leathers are not cheap, so quality is the problem. And then if you are not now careful about that, so you can easily lose a lot of money if your quality control is not good. So quality control is one thing. So that skill set to get that quality. Leather artisans are, they don't just get good like that. So a lot of leather artisans, they have like 15, 20 years experience. So I personally make sure that any artisans that will work with TOSS AFRIKA, you have that experience. And we don't have that experience yet, we don't push you to a particular place. You have to start and then learn that quality, because by the time you are there, you can move to a particular level and say, okay, you are fine. So we get experienced artisans. That is one thing that I think we've been doing in this industry. I personally have been doing with the business. You have to be somewhere. Like there's a place you have to be before I can say, okay, come in to the team. So if you are not there, if the person is really, really ambitious, yes, we can take you in, but you will not be at a particular level. You will not be finishing. You know what I mean? You will not be a finisher. You will not be like, maybe you start with applying or something where your skill set can, right? And then when we see that you have really moved, then we can now put you to a place that we say, okay, we are comfortable with it. But so standard and that quality is a challenge. To get quality product out, it's not so easy. Government regulations, basically leather industry, to the best of my knowledge, I stand to be corrected. I'm not so sure it's heavily regulated, right? But having said that, I know that government is also doing some things so our leather industry in Nigeria is actually very funny, because we have leather quite all right in Nigeria, but a lot of it we manufacture, but we manufacture to a stage, then we export to Europe, finished, and then we import. That's the leather industry. So I think that government hasn't really done a lot of, too much regulation in that space. And so, of course, that's why we have local brands. By the time we have so many local brands here, manufacturing here and exporting, and then we can say, okay, tanneries will start springing up that can do finished leather products. Because that is where we think, where we are aiming at. God willing, I see us really playing big in international market. I'm currently undergoing a training right now, and so the lady, my coach, said to me, you know what, this brand will do so well internationally. I said, I know. So I see us play big internationally. Having said that, I also feel like we need to penetrate the local market more. So I also see us maybe having stockists, having distributor in places, the major cities across Nigeria, and then also doing a lot of social media awareness, a lot of more exhibitions. So 5 years time, I think that by now I should be counting more than my fingers where we have been, where TOSS AFRIKA have been internationally. Like I should be running out of the list. So we currently do slides, but making shoe is one thing that I think we would like to do. We currently don't have the capacity to do that, right? But I think I can say we've perfected bag making. So in the next 3 years, we're going to see what we can do in the shoe industry. And see, one thing I don't joke with, like I said, is quality. So I wouldn't want to churn out a product or products that people will say, oh, TOSS AFRIKA shoes gave way when I was working. So we want to perfect that. So shoe, yes, we still want to do shoe, but it will come at the right time when we're ready for it.